Hi, I'm George Thomas, sports writer with the Akron Beacon-Journal. Here with Nate Ulrich, Browns beat writer for the Akron Beacon-Journal. We're going to do 3 and Out, previewing the Browns versus the Atlanta Falcons. You think of the Atlanta Falcons, the first thing you think of is who? Matt Ryan?
And Julio Jones, no doubt about it. And that's quite a tandem. We'll get to the receivers later, but Matt Ryan has been on fire lately. The Falcons are on a 3-game winning streak. It's another veteran quarterback that the Browns have to face. They're very difficult to confuse, these guys who have been around the league for a long time. And, you know, like I said, Matt Ryan's been on fire, 19 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. His quarterback rating, I think, is 115.1. He's leading the league in passing yards per game. I think he's 4th in completion percentage, a little over 70.
And he's got about 2,600 passing yards for the season so far.
Yeah.
That puts him on a pace for about 5,000. Denzel Ward said in the locker room just minutes ago that that's the kind of stuff that surprised him about the NFL. Smart quarterbacks and accuracy. Matt Ryan has both.
He's the epitome of those characteristics. And, you know, the interesting thing about Matt Ryan, you know, from a Browns perspective is, you know, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, throw Matt Ryan in that mix, and that's part of what makes the schedule so tough. And Demarius Randall said something the other day along the lines of, I don't know what the Cleveland Browns did or how the Cleveland Browns have such a difficult schedule. I thought it was a pretty interesting admission from a player. I think us as media and fans always say that kind of stuff, but he's like, yeah, we got it pretty tough here.
Now, moving on to the second topic. Of course he's got to throw the ball to someone. The weird part about this, though, his number one weapon is Julio Jones. And Julio Jones is a legend in Browns lore simply because of trades, blah, 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 blah. What a shit.
Could have had him, right.
But he didn't score his first touchdown until last week. Does that even matter?
No, I don't think so, because even though Todd Haley got fired by the Browns a couple weeks ago, I'm going to quote him, yards equal points. He is 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards, and that's a big deal. I mean, he's got 933 receiving yards, looking at the stats right here, 60 catches. I think his catches are like 6th or 7th in the league, so he's still ultra productive. Calvin Ridley, the receiver, first-round pick, rookie, has 7 touchdowns receiving, and, you know, the other guy in that trio, Mohamed Sanu, has 3 touchdowns receiving. So it's not like guys aren't catching touchdown passes.
TJ Carey said yesterday, point blank, yeah, no. I asked him if Julio Jones had lost anything. He looked at me, smiled. No, he's just opening stuff up for other guys.
Right. Demarius Randall said he thinks that if all 32 teams could pick a receiver, their number one receiver, that the majority would pick Julio Jones. I think that what we also have to mention here before our time runs out is it doesn't get any easier for the Browns that they are so banged up. In the secondary in particular, they've got 8 guys on injured reserve. 2 of them are guys who are starting cornerbacks for him this year. E.J. Gaines just went on IR yesterday with his concussion, his 2nd recent concussion. And, you know, Terrence Mitchell's also on IR with that broken wrist that he suffered against the Raiders in Week 4. So it's slim pickings, and Denzel Ward is dealing with a hip injury. He did practice today. He said he should be good, so all signs are good that he's going to make it to game day, but can he last through the game? The hip acted up in the lead up to Sunday's game against the Chiefs and then did not cooperate, and he had to shut it down in the first quarter.
And Demarius Randall is being coy as to whether or not they'll even move him to cornerback. He wouldn't commit one way or the other, and he wouldn't commit to saying what his injury situation is, only that he's been given great news.
Yeah, great news by his doctor, meaning he doesn't need surgery on his groin injury, and he practiced Wednesday. He's expected to be able to go. But yeah, that's gamesmanship. They don't want to tip their hand if they're going to use him at corner or free safety. He's one of the most valuable players to this defense because of his versatility and his playmaking ability, but he has started 7 of his 8 games at free safety this year. The one that he started at cornerback was in Tampa against a big-bodied Mike Evans. So I'm kind of curious to see if they apply that logic to this matchup because, like Greg Williams said, it's all about matchups. So, hey, I think that Demarius Randall held his own against a big Mike Evans. Maybe they'll put him on Julio because, hey, that's a big, dominant, physical receiver. And you know what? Julio should expect some double teams to come his way, but he gets that a lot and still dominates.
Next, it's Browns defense overall. I mean, Kansas City, in one respect, served as a blueprint for what they need to do this week. Agreed, disagreed, no?
Yeah, and I think that when you look at the Falcons and the Chiefs, I'm not talking stylistically, but statistically similar, right? They score a lot of points and they give up a lot. The defense isn't impressive. The Kansas City Chiefs defense isn't impressive. So I think that people who cover the team, people who watch the team are encouraged by the steps that the offense made under Freddie Kitchens in his first game, his first real NFL game as a play caller, as a new offensive coordinator. But that was against a bad defense. And here they go against another defense they should be able to move the ball against and score points against, and they're really going to have to do it. Baker Mayfield needs to continue to take steps, and everybody under Freddie Kitchens.
We need a shootout.
Yeah, I mean, right. That's how.
Shootout.
Right. I mean, that's statistically, when you look at it, that's the chance they have. They should have won a shootout in Oakland, and they didn't. So it's not like they're incapable of playing in that type of game. I just think the Falcons are a better team than the Raiders. The Raiders are worse than the Browns record-wise, and really would be winless if the officials hadn't reversed that Carlos Hyde first down. So.
Do you have a prediction for the weekend?
I do. I've got, to no one's surprise probably, I've got the Falcons winning. And I had a final score. I forget it off the top of my head. But, yeah, I think this is going to be another tough one. I think the Falcons are coming here, and they've got the momentum. They're a hot team right now. Two teams in opposite directions. Browns on a 4-game losing streak. The Falcons on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. It's my logical side comes through. Yep, not a chance. I don't think there's a chance they win this game. Email me with the hate.
What's that email address?
I'm George Thomas, sports writer for the Akron Beacon Journal.
Thomas@thebeaconjournal.com.
He's Nate Ulrich, Browns beat writer for the Akron Beacon Journal. We'll see you next time.